Vice-Chancellor Dr. Nimatula, members of the Executive Management of CPUT, Deans of Faculties, academic and administrative staff, distinguished guests, family and friends, and most importantly, the graduates. Good afternoon. I'm pleased to be here. I was really honored by the invitation extended to me to address this momentous occasion on the calendar of the university, and more importantly, in the lives of all the graduates who will be receiving their tertiary qualifications today. My company has a close working relationship with the university through the Department of Mathematics and Physics, who have conducted 2 major consumer satisfaction surveys amongst commuters who use buses in the Cape Metropole. The surveys have been executed according to the rigorous statistics prescript and have gained recognition from all public transport stakeholders as a credible gauge in the evaluation of the service standards of metropolitan bus services. Through this collaboration, the department has crafted an invaluable body of knowledge and has gained practical expertise in the qualitative and quantitative evaluation of service standards in the public transport sector. Students in this faculty will undoubtedly reap enormous benefits from the practical application of the theoretical models in which they receive instruction. But I'm not here to talk about that. Graduates, you are now standing at the threshold of a new era in your life, the start of your professional careers, which for the most of you have taken in the region of 16 years of schooling and academic study to reach this point in your life. In this process, a substantial amount of money, time, and energy from a range of resources, including yourselves, have been committed to enable you to receive your respective qualifications today. What is, however, of concern is that sadly you present only about 2% of those who started primary school with you some 16 years ago. This places you in a very exclusive category as you represent the meager return of all the substantial investment that had been committed to producing tertiary graduates over this period. From the outset, therefore, you will have to contend with some weighty social expectations. On the one hand, it will be expected of you to reciprocate by fulfilling the obligations of being a gainful member of society. On the other, it is anticipated that with your newly acquired formal qualifications, you will productively contribute to addressing the many socio-economic challenges that confront us as citizens of this country and as inhabitants of this planet. The successful implementation of the National Development Plan, in the words of its chief architect, Mr. Manuel, the Chancellor of this university, will very much be driven by active citizenry. Active citizenry, in the first instance, means being a member of good standing in your community. This means honoring your civic commitments, conducting your personal affairs according to the prescript of the law of the land, and performing your professional duties with integrity and in an ethical manner. This will provide you with license to proactively influence the environment in which you live and work by identifying and involving yourself in the situations that call for material and/or intellectual inputs. As a beneficiary of the substantial societal resources that have been invested in you, it will be both self-centered and socially naive to withhold the positive inputs that you, as a graduate, can provide in our collective efforts to counter the many social ills that are mounting by the day. You should, however, take care not to fall into the trap of entitlement, just because you now have a tertiary qualification. Many recently qualified graduates expect opportunities to fall into their laps by the mere virtue of their being in possession of a piece of paper. Unfortunately, this is not how it unfolds in the real world. Despite the dire need for professionally qualified individuals in government, the corporate world, and civil society, the capacity of these sectors to provide job opportunities are limited. This can be seen in the depressing number of graduates in this country who form part of the mass of officially registered unemployed. Unfortunately, in part, this is due to the mismatch between the skills and competence required by commerce and industry and what the available pool of graduates has to offer. We have to acknowledge that the world in which we are living is in a state of rapid flux. We are well on our way to moving from the information to the digital age, with groundbreaking developments taking place in the fields of nanotechnology, artificial intelligence, robotics, virtual data connectivity, biomedicine, cloud computing, and the Internet of Things. To take full advantage of these changes will require specialized and diversified skills and competencies. More importantly, all of these developments are going to have a significant impact on both our personal and professional lives in the following ways. It has been projected that with the advancement in biomedicine, children born today could have a life expectancy exceeding 100 years. This longevity is already causing major changes in the retirement industry, has promoted lifelong learning, and altered conventional career planning. Microproduction techniques such as 3D printing are doing away with the need for many heavy assets such as factories and production plants. Cloud computing has reduced the need for the establishment of elaborate IT infrastructure through providing the capability of assessing and processing data via the virtual cloud. With the sophistication of robotics and artificial intelligence, a substantial number of jobs currently performed by human beings, particularly in the production-orientated industries, are at risk of being replaced by machines. The Internet of Things will enable the wireless transfer of data over networks without requiring human-to-human or human-to-computer interaction. Through the Internet of Things, we would be, for example, be able to track and count everything and greatly reduce waste, loss, and cost, and would know when things needed replacing, repairing, or recalling, and whether they were fresh or past their best. While it is important to keep abreast of these mega trends, it will not be and of itself necessity generate opportunities on a scale that will meet the rising demand for jobs from the rapidly increasing job market entrants. However, the opportunities can very much be likened to an iceberg. Those that are apparent represent a mere fraction of what is in fact available. These would include those opportunities that can be created through ingenuity, enterprise, lateral thinking, anticipation, and plausible foresight. History abounds with examples of individuals who, in the midst of adversity and apparent failure, generated ideas that created opportunities which exploded into mega success stories, and there are indeed some outstanding South African examples. The first of these, I would like to talk about Richard Maponya. Richard rose from the dust-choked, arid and impoverished rural area of Limpopo to become one of the most respected and respectable self-made business people in South Africa. Despite the humiliation of apartheid, the deliberate deprivations and the racial ceilings and laws forbidding entrepreneurial spirit among black people, he proved a visionary with a dream that refused to die. Some of the opportunities he created through his entrepreneurial flair were, for instance, dispatching delivery men on bicycles to speedily transport customers' milk at peak hours at a time when Soweto and Johannesburg lacked electricity and, for that matter, refrigerators. He also attracted buyers for his clothing, using a pay-while-you-wear concept, which was quite unusual at the time. He went on to become the founding president of the National African Chamber of Commerce and realized his vision of building the first shopping center in Soweto, the Maponya Mall. Somebody more well-known possibly is Patrice Motsepe. He began his business career as a child when he would wake up early to help his entrepreneurial father by selling liquor to mine workers at his father's shop. He went on to obtain a BA from Swaziland University and an LLB from the Wits University. In 1994, he became the first black lawyer to be made a partner at the law firm Bowman Kilfillan, where he specialized in mining and business before becoming restless. He started a contract mining operation called Future Mining, which provided various services to Vaal Reef's gold mine. Unable to secure loans, he ran his business from a briefcase for many months. He formed African Rainbow Minerals in 1997 and acquired a number of marginal shafts at Vaal Reefs on favorable financial terms in January 1998, followed by the purchase of other marginal shafts owned by Anglo Gold in the Free State. Today, he is the biggest single shareholder of the world's 5th largest gold mining company, and Forbes magazine ranks him as South Africa's first black billionaire with an estimated net worth of $2.7 billion. My third example is Herman Mashaba. His academic dream was shattered in 1980 in his second year of B admin at the University of the North when the university was shut down. When the university reopened, he decided not to go back. He started out by selling different products on a commission basis from the boot of his car. His break came when he noticed hair salons springing up all over the townships, and in February 1985, the first bottle of Black Like Me products hit the South African market. His mindset is proactive and constantly alert to opportunity. This is how, at the age of 24, the young man who had only visited a hair salon once came to start a company that is today worth millions and has become known as an inspirational and motivated brand, and Black Like Me is as much a market leader today as it was when it was established almost 30 years ago. Mashaba urges today's youth to see education as the key to a better life. He says, you need to use your education because that's what's going to give you the mental capacity to change your circumstances. The three examples I have described are of very different people who did very different things. But there is a golden thread that is common to all three. They seized the opportunities that they sniffed out through ingenuity and not only established their own businesses, but in the process also created opportunities for others. But not all of us are entrepreneurs, and the vast majority rely on making the best opportunities they come their way. As a case in point, my company firmly believes in providing opportunities to our staff. We allocate approximately 20 million annually to training and development, which also creating opportunities to promising staff. Last year, we had no less than 37 bursary holders, 150 staff members attended learnership programs, and 50 were doing apprenticeships. One of our senior managers, Mario Gaffley, started with the company in 1997 as an apprentice vehicle bodybuilder. Through making use of the opportunities offered by the company, he gained a BCom degree and is now being promoted to the third highest level in the company, reporting to the general manager. Another but notable example is Welaki Mahonono, who started as a bus driver and through using his opportunities has now become an area manager and studying towards his B Transport Economics degree at UNISA. This underscores the importance of making the best of situations we find ourselves in, and all circumstances offer the opportunity to make a success and to achieve the highest possible honors, which in turn unlock more possibilities. We must remember that whatever we do, we need to do it to our best ability, with honesty, discipline, and integrity. Finally, graduates, your degrees are not an end in themselves, but merely a tool to equip you to interpret and understand the ever-changing environment in which we exist. You will be exposed to a world that is ravaged by many upheavals, and which will test your inner resolve like never before. You will be given an instrument today that will, as Herman Mashaba rightly says, equip you to make sense of what is happening in your chosen profession. But together with this, you must heed your passion, follow your vision, understand your role, and always strive to make a positive contribution to your social and natural environment, so that the future generations, your sons and daughters, may also have the opportunity of cherishing the precious gift of life. Vice-Chancellor, please permit me to conclude by quoting from the most famous South African of all, Mr. Nelson Mandela. He said, "I am fundamentally an optimist. Whether that comes from nature or nurture, I cannot say. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed towards the sun, one's feet moving forward. There were many dark moments when my faith in humanity was sorely tested, but I would not and could not give myself up to despair. That way lies defeat and death. My best wishes and congratulations to all of you. Thank you."